Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel. Today we will be discussing about our favorite cryptocurrencies. We'll look at the news updates, then we'll look at technical analysis of different cryptocurrencies such as XRP, BTC, ETH, LTC, XLM and other. Then we will look at some of the interesting Twitter posts, and we will cover most of the news updates which came recently regarding say for XRP, BTC and other news articles which are positive and negative. So when looking at the market, we can see the 24 hours, some are in green, some are still in red, but we all know that yesterday the price just flushed out a lot of newbies and weak hands. When money is mixed with human being, the psychology makes it difficult to hold. So anyway, if you guys like the content I provide on a daily basis, do support the channel, hit the subscribe button and like button. Now let's talk crypto. The first news is actually regarding to Bitcoin. It's showing that Bitcoin protocol receives an upgrade dubbed Nuclear War Proof. So the title is actually fancy, but hopefully it upgrades the network in the same aspect. The Bitcoin protocol receives an upgrade dubbed as Nuclear War Proof, which is seen as a strong sign that the BTC kept evolving despite the recent rapid price crashes. Bitcoin market cycle happens, as we all know. If we look back at the history, the price just blew up, then it crashes, it corrects itself, then again it gets new investors, accumulation period, then it go up. So during all these cycles, there are a lot of investors and brilliant guys who are working in the network, increasing the network. They're coming up with new ideas, new technologies to improve the market. Now this one is showing that traders are purchasing the Bitcoin dip in Philippines and Malaysia. Personally, I think there will be a lot of other countries too where people will be buying Bitcoin at lower prices, right? Say they will be dollar cost averaging their positions to make a good average, right? So that's actually a good news. Now this is showing that Philippines, despite leading asset tanking to a new 6-month low, the number of Bitcoin seems to be passing hands from 291,000 Philippine pesos last week to a stunning 1.2 million this week. Not only that, this is a huge increase of more than 5 times more than the previous week, but it also represents an all-time high for BTC trading on an exchange in both countries. Now that's actually a highlight. See, when we look at both the countries, now these exchange volume is at an all-time high. Now we actually talked about XRP reaching an all-time high in different markets. Now this one is showing that Dash backporting Bitcoin rejects Lightning, say White and other stuff. Now what it is here is, in fact, it would be determined. Replaced by fee basically allows a stuck transaction to get unstuck by sending a second transaction with the same inputs to another address. But that could also be used to attack a merchant, says who accepted a zero confirmation transaction. I ran out to my car and get onto my laptop real quick and send a RBF and back to myself. And so that's obvious something we don't want to incorporate. Solves a problem for Bitcoin, doesn't act, and actually would not be advantageous for us. So if you want to go through this article, I'll actually put this in the description box. It's not that much of information, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now this is actually showing that cryptocurrency 24 hours market cap. Now we all know that the market share of BTC is around 70%, XRP is at 5% and Ethereum 9%. Now when we look at these and the top 5 winners, it's not there, right? Look at that, the top 3 is not in the top 5 winners. And if you look at the top 5 losers, yes, you can see that XRP is negative 3.45 right now, the change, and it is in the top 3. Whereas BTC and Ethereum is not actually shown in that. Whereas when they show other great coins, Bitcoin and Ether is there. And the reason for that is the recovery after yesterday's crash. If you look at Bitcoin, we can see that it recovered 2.03 and Ether 2.11, whereas XRP is still negative 1.26. But compared to where it went, it went actually below 0.2 for a certain, say, seconds or minutes, but it recovered a bit, but not enough. Now when we look at the next one, these are 2 most exciting words in Bitcoin right now. Now when guys are talking like this, say Bitcoin is plummeting and it's a good thing. Yeah, if you are looking to dollar cost average your positions, accumulate more, then the crash or the plummeting of Bitcoin is actually good if you're a long-term investor. And the price drop comes down to two words: minor capitulation. All you need to know is that minor capitulation is the foundation for the next jump in price, because say if the miners are capitulating, then there are no new providers for the Bitcoin, right? So the supply gets low and the demand still is the same, or it'll go up high, then the price will actually reflect that. Now this one is actually next: new daily gains prove Bitcoin's price finding a new bottom. Now, as we just showcased that in the coin paprika, we can see that Bitcoin has kind of bottomed. See, it went around 6,600, 6,700 range, and now it is back above 7,000. Now it is hovering around 7,200 and flirting with that 7,200 mark. Now, this one is a Twitter post related to XRP. Now, this is from XRP Crypto Wolf, showing that Ripple invests $20 million more in MoneyGram to accelerate Ripple's on-demand liquidity. Now, this will be a game changer, and it is still being a game changer. The MoneyGram is actually using this in different corridor. I mean, on-demand liquidity in different corridor. That is actually helpful for XRP or XRP. Now, this one is another financial institution who's using on-demand liquidity, TransferGo. Now they're actually going to use that towards India. Now, we all know India is a big country with that 1.3 billion population and a lot of expatriates all around the globe. Now they are working there and they'll be sending money back to their home. So if financial institutions like these are adopting that to give them a better experience, reduce the friction, say give a better customer experience, they'll actually jump into this wagon instead of looking into a traditional bank. Now this one is from crypto_XRP, and it shows Alex Cobb's tweet, dare I say the final shakeout. If you guys remember what we talked about yesterday, or our yesterday's video, we were talking the same, right? The market was actually shaking out the weak hands. That always happens. If you look back at the rally in 2017, or if you look even back at 2014, before the bull run started, the same happened. The weak hands were kicked out. So this is cryptocurrency market or a traditional financial market. The same actually happens again and again. Now this one shows that 89% of Chinese blockchain firms have tried to issue crypto. Now we are saying that the gigantic financial institutions, say JP Morgan Chase and others, are coming up with their own crypto. Now it's okay, let everyone come up with their own crypto coin, but at the end of the day, that's like a coin which is circulating within the boundary, right? They are creating walled gardens. Now you need someone to connect these, right? They need a bridge asset, interledger. So that's why Ripple is working on interledger protocol and using XRP and promoting the use of XRP. Now this one is another article, shows Ripple rumors are confirmed. MoneyGram will use XRP. Now this is Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirms the speculations that MoneyGram will be directly responsible for an increase of XRP volume in Mexico. During a new interview on the FinTech Beat podcast, Garlinghouse stated that MoneyGram and more Ripple clients would contribute a 50% boost XRP transaction by sending dollars into Mexico via XRP. That means it's not only MoneyGram, it will be others using XRP. So you have to check the wordings, like Ripple clients would contribute to a 50% boost. So that, that's actually a change in fundamentals, but the technicals are still a bit of bearish. We'll look at the chart and go through different technical indicators and check that. Now this one is from Investopedia, showing that TransferGo launches Ripple based remittance from Europe to India. Now we just talked, right? India is a big corridor, so countries like Australia, Europe, US and all, if they can actually use this corridor to put the remittance into the country, that will be useful for the company to grow every day. Now, when TransferGo is actually using the on-demand liquidity, they don't actually need the pre-funded accounts, right? They don't need to put a lot of money in Indian banks or European banks, or vice versa if you're looking at different corridors. Now, this one is showing that the bounce which we just talked about, say it went to 0.2 or below that and just came back around 0.22. Is it like a dead cat bounce or a reversal scenario? And this analyst is actually talking about that. is actually talking the price, the chart analysis. So he shows that RSI is at 35 and indicating that the price are almost sold out. Stochastic RSI clearly shows that the current XRP prices are oversold. So mostly when you are a technical guy, you will be going in buying at an oversold position to gain more, right? If you want price appreciation, you should be buying at that area. Now this is showing another one, XRP cross-border payments to Australia and Thailand. Now this is actually directly from Daily Hodl, but I'm checking just the headlines from the Coin Detective. Confirmed XRP bringing XRP powered cross-border payments to Australia and Thailand, which means they are gonna use the on-demand liquidity to that corridors. Now this is from the CEO and founder of Zago. He's in just putting in the sentence, we can just state that the heading itself, price of XRP will continue to rise year on year. CEO of Zago. So the big guys, the smart money is actually believing in the technology and the price appreciation in say years ahead. As they see the real use case or the utility of the coin, they still remains bullish on that. He maintains that Ripple Labs Inc., the firm behind the adoption of XRP, sells some portion of the pre-mined assets to fuel the growth of XRP ecosystem. Yeah, we all know that every month that happens, but for me, that's a positive news. They are actually bringing in new liquidity. They are bringing in new financial institutions to the network to increase the value of the network. Now we'll actually move on to the next one. This is actually related to BTC, showing that BTC stalls at 7,200. The price went below 6,700 and tried to come back, and it's flirting with the 7,200 areas we talked just previously. But yeah, looking at the long term, there are analysts like Peter Brand and all suggesting that the price can still go low as 5,500. Now this one is actually positive news from every perspective. Say the Google search for Bitcoin spike after BTC price hits 6-month low. So when the prices are low and new guys are coming in, they see a sale, right? A cheap option to buy it, like a Black Friday deal. If you want to buy cheap, that's a perfect opportunity. So the new guys, if they are willing to buy, they will be buying that. And if they are not willing to buy, I don't think they'll be searching that much. Now the next one shows that the bulls are defending the trend line. As the price went below that, the bulls tried to push the price above the trend line and still remains in that area, and that's actually a cool one. Now that's the same for Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, and this author suggesting whether these coins are to the road of a recovery. Now I'm not actually going through all these analysis, because anyway we will be going through our own chart analysis and looking at charts using different technical indicators. So I'll put all these links in the description, so if you guys want to go in depth to read those articles, I'll put that in the description. Now this shows that 89% of Chinese blockchain firms have tried to issue crypto. Now we just read that previously, right? So I'm skipping that and we'll just jump into the chart analysis. Now this is XRP on a daily, and we can see that the price actually is bouncing a bit. It didn't actually close at that end. If we zoom in the daily chart, we can see that the price actually bounced. If we measure that bottom, say 0.207, and where the price is right now, that's 5% bounce. Yeah, that is, if you want to call that a dead cat bounce, it's possible, but still that's not a bad deal considering the price didn't go even below, or the price didn't maintain to close below that price level. So now if we actually check where the price is right now, we can see that it is still in a range of support and resistance, because if we plot that properly, we can see that this is a support area, and this has been a support resistance area previously, so that's around 1.9. so if we draw that properly, we can see that the price is still within that level. So now if we put our chart in the weekly and analyze the chart, we can still see that the price of XRP is bearish in weekly, right? And we all know that the price is going down and down and down from the all-time highs when we look in a weekly chart. So now we'll go into 1 hour chart and check what is actually happening. Have the trend changed, or it still remains bearish? Now when we plot this, say the upper trend line, we can see that it went below that couple of days ahead. Now it retested that area and went below that. Now that's in a 1 hour scenario. When we look back at that, say at 4 hour scenario or at 12 hour one, what we can see is that the price is coming into a support area and it is trying to hold there. But if the price is not holding there, then that is a bearish scenario, because if you connect these lines, what you can see is the price actually reached the bottom of that trend. Now if you draw that as a channel here, it's not a channel, it's more like a wedge. So if you put that bearish wedge, you can see the price is at the bottom. So if the price is bouncing here, still there is overhead resistance. See, the price can be blocked around 0.26. When we see the 0.26, we can see that was a previous support here and resistance in this zone. So 0.26 may act as a resistance, but those who are looking for a buy opportunity here can actually enter if they are using lower leverage and better stop loss. Then if you're a short-term trader, you can put your stop loss somewhere here and buy. Now that's just my opinion. If you guys are going to put in your money, then please do due diligence, go through the charts. Now we'll just look at BTC to USD and check what is happening in the 4 hour chart, because we previously talked about BTC's trend and now the price was actually around the bottom, and we can see the same, right? The price is still hovering around the bottom. Now it may bounce. It actually bounced a bit from that bottom. It got a bit of support. So if the price is actually moving up high, then it may go to the upper trend line, which is around here. So say the price can actually move further to 8,700 at much ease, because this is a previous resistance area. Now we will actually look at Ethereum to USD. Now Ethereum to USD is also showing a bit of bearishness now, because previously it was holding that support area, but right now it just broke that support area and went below that, retested that, and again went below that area. But after that it got a bit of support in this particular range where there is a previous support resistance zone, and it bounced back. Now what we have to look is if the price managed to come back into the trading range, that's actually a positive sign. But instead, say if the price is actually getting rejected from this support resistance zone, that's still bearish. Now we'll look at LTC to USD, and then we'll check for XLM. Now this is for LTC. Previously we talked about the good news that it is holding above the trend line, but right now, as we talked in our previous video, there is a cautious area. If the investors or traders should be cautious if the price is coming back into this trading range. As we can see that the price came back into that trading range, so that's cautious. Like last time when we told, if there is a retest and bounce up high, you should be keeping your stop loss somewhere here in the trading range, because anything can happen. This is crypto world, right? If the price is coming down, you don't want to lose much, then you can put your stop losses there. But if you're a long-term investor, yeah, you can wait, keep your stop losses as low, be a holder, right? Now if someone is actually looking to buy this, say this is a pattern which is having a higher chance of a breakout to the upside. So if you are looking to buy, then again buy when there is a breakout and a retest. That will be a better opportunity. Now we'll actually look at the XLM to USD chart, because previously when they burned their coins, the price actually bounced a bit up high, but again that came back to the bottom. Now if we draw or try to connect these, you can see something like this, say a rounded bottom. Now this is just completely my opinion, and this pattern is not yet completed. So what I'm suggesting is, say this is a rounded bottom and it may happen like this. So at the end of the day, it may act as a cup and handle. Usually that pattern gives you a target range. Say this is the peak of that, and if you connect the bottom to the top and take it to the top, say 0.12, or around say 70% of that is around 0.15 is the target area. But as I told, the price is still at the bottom of that cup and handle. The pattern is not yet confirmed. So if it is confirmed, once the price actually managed to confirm that pattern and bounce up high, then it is the good news. Now when we look at XRP also, we can see a similar thing. See, this is a rounded bottom here. Now if the price manages to come back here in this range, then that can also act as a cup and handle. Now we've actually linked all these articles in the description. Once again, I'm wrapping up the episode. So if you guys like the content I provide on a daily basis, do support the channel. Please do subscribe and like the content I provide. I'll meet you guys on the next video tomorrow. Bye for now.